Welcome to the Hidden Palace with Skyblaze.
Good morning, afternoon, evening or night, wherever you are in the world. I am Skyblaze and this is the Hidden Palace here on Radio Sega. Hopefully my show will be a bit more coherent this week. I'm no longer on painkillers and I'm feeling much better, so progress. Thanks for everyone for bearing with me last week. I didn't want to let you guys down and not do a show, but I was a bit out of it, so I apologise for that. But I tried my best. But for this week, a while back I saw an article in Retro Gamer magazine, and if you've never read Retro Gamer, it's an awesome magazine. And they did an article about Shining Force, well, the Shining series of games. And I thought that sounds like a great idea. Let's do that. So I thought I'll give that a go. There is quite a lot to cover because there's quite a lot of these games. So I'll probably need another episode to go over some of the later games. But to start from the beginning, we've got Shining in the Darkness, or Shining and the Darkness for those who know the Japanese title better. And Frost is saying, good that I'm feeling better and you don't have to worry about letting us down. Oh, that's very nice of you. But I feel bad when I have to take hiatus from doing the show. Because my health has been a bit unreliable. So I feel a bit guilty about that. But let's get on with what I'm supposed to talk about. Released in 1991, this RPG title sees you as the main character venturing into various dungeons and ruins to locate the Arms of Light. Rescue the princess of a kingdom called Thornwood. That's a good name, Thornwood. As well as your own father, and take down the evil being known as Dark Sol. This is spelled as two words, so Dark and SOL, like the sun. This will be important later, pay attention. Gameplay is pretty similar to that of Phantasy Star, at least as far as the dungeons are concerned. Your other interactions take place either on the map, where you move between destinations, or within the kingdom, where you speak with the king and his advisors or the townsfolk to restock supplies and improve your equipment. So pretty standard RPG stuff. For the era, anyway. The game was developed by Climax Entertainment, and due to it being developed out of house for Sega, as with most games created out of house, they were allocated a budget to create the game. The problem was that they were given the bare minimum with which to complete it, which Climax weren't terribly thrilled about. Despite this, Climax managed to produce a very well-received game, which birthed a series of games all sharing the Shining name. One bit of trivia for the series, which probably a lot of you already know because you're enormous nerds like me, is that the owner of the weapon shop is based on Julius Thunderhead, the dwarf character from Golden Axe. So, let's have some music then, shall we? So, from Shining in the Darkness, or Shining and the Darkness, we've got Confrontation with Monsters. And then the first of our requests tonight, I had quite a few of them, so I've had to kind of slot them in where I can. We've got from Shining Force Cross Raid, Frost Dragon, which was requested by Nicholas Haman. So enjoy those, and I'll speak to you guys again after the music break.
morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. This is Nicolas Aman, the demon ruler of the Radio Sega playlist, and you're listening to The Hidden Palace.
And that was Shining Force Cross Raid Frost Dragon, which was requested by Nicholas Haman. Not to be confused with our Frost from the Discord chat, who would like to remind everyone that they are not in fact a dragon. I'm not convinced, but we'll go with what they say. Before that we had from Shining in the Darkness, Confrontation with Monsters. Now, despite the fact that Shining in the Darkness is actually a pretty early Mega Drive / Genesis game, the sound on it is actually really impressive. It's got a really nice kind of depth to it. I recommend checking it out the full soundtrack if you have not had a chance. There's some really nice tracks on there. And of course it is available for request on our 24/7 stream if you make an account on radiosega.net. Plug, 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 plug. Now then, and Frost is saying they sleep on a bed, not on gold. Do you hoard anything, however? Because your hoard doesn't necessarily have to be gold. I'm just saying. Back to what I'm supposed to be talking about. Now, here's where things take a little bit of an odd turn, because even though Shining in the Darkness is actually the first game in the series, it's actually not the main game in the series. It's a side game. Kind of. Yeah, I'm confused about this as well. During the course of 1992, you actually see 2 Shining games get released. This is where the main Shining Force name comes from, because we have Shining Force The Legacy of Great Intention, which was released in March, and Shining Force Gaiden, which was released in December of that year. Yeah, Shining Force The Legacy of Great Intention is mostly just referred to as Shining Force or Shining Force 1, just so people don't get too confused. But, yeah. Shining Force The Legacy of Great Intention is the first main game in the Shining series, despite the fact that it's the second one released. It's a tactical turn-based RPG where you move units around a battlefield, just like you would if you were playing something like Fire Emblem. Between battles you can move around as you would do with other traditional RPG games such as Final Fantasy. Here you can explore, speak with people, purchase new weapons and armour, as well as organise who will join in your battles. In the game you play as Max, as he fights to prevent the resurrection of the Dark Dragon by the evil Cain, who you later find out is being manipulated by Dark Soul. This time spelt as one word, not 2. I told you it would be important later. As Dark Soul, one word, is the father of Dark Soul, 2 words, from Shining in the Darkness. Yes, it's confusing, but I did tell you it would be important. It's much easier to understand when it's written down. And Frost is saying, looks at excessive number of controllers. Ah ha ha! You see, you have a horde. I'm guessing some turn-based RPGs are not, turn-based games are not quite so tactical. I would guess so. I mean, things like most of the Final Fantasy games, you just hit it until it dies. There's not really so much moving around, and a lot of tactical RPGs, you have, like, you know, bonuses if you've managed to flank the enemy and things like that. I've not played a huge number of them because I'm not actually very good at tactical games, but I have played Fire Emblem Three Houses. I'm not sure if that counts. It might do. Anyway. So yeah, confusion about Dark Soul and Dark Soul, notwithstanding. Let's have some more music, shall we? Nicholas about saying, but it's quite tactical the way that you hit someone in the head. Yeah. I suppose, like, it's tactical in the way that, you know, knowing what spells to use against something so that you hit his weakness. That does make it sound like Pokemon though, never mind. Let's move on and have some music before I get any more confused. So I decided to play an OC remix for this one, so Grey Lightning, I did a track called Shining Force Armageddon, and then another request we've got from Shining Force, Another Story of Symphonic Suite. We've got Door to Adventure, which was requested by Electric Boogaloo. So enjoy those, and I'll speak to you guys again after the music break. And we are back. And that was Shining Force, another story of Symphonic Suite Door to Adventure, requested by Electric Boogaloo. And before that we had Grey Lightning, Shining Force Armageddon. That was a pretty chill music block, wasn't it? That was nice and relaxing. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Oh, was something that happened before I went on musical break and I didn't get a chance to actually mention it. Oh, regarding the whole Dark Soul thing, apparently sometimes Dark Soul is called Mephisto, but I don't know which one. I think it might be the one with whose name is two. Two words rather than one word. Ag! This game, or this series. Right. Back to what I'm supposed to be talking about there. So, Shining Force Gaiden was originally released only in Japan and for the Sega Game Gear. The gameplay is pretty similar to Shining Force, however much of the exploration was cut and instead you have occasional cutscenes throughout the game, with chance to save the game, promote and resurrect characters, as well as buying and selling items. In this game, which is set 20 years after Shining Force 1, you play as Nick, a visitor to the kingdom of Gardinia, who has been chosen to lead the Shining Force, who have to find a way to awaken the Queen and rescue captive Gardinia soldiers from the ambassador of Cyprus, Waldol. Waldol. That's a name. It's Nick spelled N-I-C-K as far as I know, so not like you, Nicholas. Where was I? The sequel to Shining Force Gaiden is aptly named Shining Force Gaiden 2, or Shining Force The Sword of Haja, and was released in 1993 on the Game Gear as well, and has Game Gear exactly like its predecessor. This game sees you play as a young soldier called Diana, and is set 2 months after the end of the first Shining Force Gaiden game. Here they are charged with protecting the Kingdom of Cyprus and the Sword of Haja. Or Haja. However you pronounce that. For those without a Game Gear but want to play those games, Salvation is available, as in 1994, Shining Force Gaiden and Shining Force Gaiden 2 were released together for the Mega CD, and lower the collection was called Shining Force CD, in a burst of amazing creativity. The game includes 4 books, the first 2 books being Shining Force Gaiden and Gaiden 2 respectively. Completing those 2 will unlock Book 3, which is a new scenario which continues the story of the previous games. Book 4, however, requires you to have played the 3 previous books, as well as locating one hidden item which is found within Book 2. This is a museum ticket which can be found during Battle 5, in case you were curious. Of course, this information is obviously available online and in places such as Game FAQs. What's going on in the chat? Nicholas the man saying, oh, like Celtic Yoshi calls me, yeah. Call people what they want to be called, guys. I guess if you misspell it once, that's not so bad, but try and remember these things. Yeah, on a personal note, I haven't actually played that many Shining Force games. I played Shining in the Darkness, although I didn't actually own it. I think I rented it. I'm pretty sure. And I played the Shining Force 2 on some collection or other, but I can't remember which one. And I didn't finish it. I'd quite like to play Shining Force CD. Because it looks quite nice. But I don't actually have a Mega CD. One of these days I will fix that. I'll probably have to buy a broken one and fix the damn thing myself, because working models are horrendously expensive. And I have to get the Mega CD 2, because I have a Mega Drive 2. And trying to connect a original Mega CD to a Mega Drive 2 is a pain in the backside. So, much rather just get the model that's supposed to be meant for it. Let's have some more music before I keep babbling. So from Shining Force Gaiden we've got Distant Journey, and then from Shining Force CD we've got The Great Cyprus War. So enjoy those, and I'll speak to you guys again after the music break.
listening to The Hidden Palace with the wonderful Skyblaze only on Radio Sega. Well, I guess if you're here, it's not that well hidden, is it?
And we are back. And that was Shining Force CD, Great Cyprus War. And before that we had from Shining Force Gaiden, Distant Journey. And the chat are being really cruel to me because they're showing me images of various different types of Mega CD, and I really want one. And it's very cruel, because I'm not that rich. So at some point I might get a spares or repair one and see if I can repair it. Get one from eBay or something. I really want... I covered it on a previous episode, the iWere, CD player tape deck thing that's actually got a Mega CD installed in it. And I kind of want it because it looks cool. There's also a portable, Mega Drive and Mega CD device. I think they're quite rare as well. I know some people who have got one. But... yeah, I kind of want one of those as well. But I have a Mega Drive 2, so I should get the thing that's actually designed to work with it. And Nicholas Amon's saying, you could always sell your castle. I don't own the castle, I just live in it. Oh dear. Yeah, one of the guys I follow on YouTube, Techmoan, has actually got the portable Mega CD unit. I want it. Right, moving on then, before I run out of time. Shining Force 2, or Shining Force 2 The Ancient Seal, was released in 1993. Good grief, there was a lot of Shining Force stuff released in 1993. It sees you play the party formed from members of King... hang on, I'm misreading this. Sees you play a party formed from members of the King's Grand Seal as they seek to understand the calamities which have befallen their king and the nearby lands. Gameplay, as you may expect, is similar, if not exactly the same as the first Shining Force game. One thing of note is that the game is set around 40 to 70 years after the next game I'll be talking about, which is Shining Force Gaiden Final Conflict. The timeline for these games is a bit messed up. You might need a spreadsheet or flowchart or something. So, Shining Force Final Conflict, not to be confused with Earth Final Conflict, which was a TV series from the late 90s, which was released for the Game Gear in 1995, picks up after the events of Shining Force 1, where you find Max and his allies chasing after a witch called Michaela, who is a servant of Dark Soul, one word. In the process of this chase, the party is split, leading Max, along with his companion Rydian, disappearing. Now it is up to the new protagonist Ian to track Max down and defeat Michaela in the process. They have some pretty mundane names in this. Like there's Nick, Ian, Max. I mean, Max is a slightly unusual name, but I have a friend called Max. So, Electric Boogaloo is saying, I remember seeing bits of Earthbound Conflict on TV back in the day. I went to a convention in the year 2000 where a couple of members of the cast were actually there, and they showed up at the evening party and hung out with us. It was pretty cool, actually. A guy called Von Flores, who was actually a super, super nice guy. I quite liked the series, even though it was occasionally... The writing was occasionally a bit dodgy. Was based on an idea that was created by Gene Roddenberry, who created Star Trek, actually. Getting off topic again. So let's have some more music then. So, from Shining Force 2, we've got Warrior of the Reviving Light. And then from Shining Force 3, Flowing River, Light of the Moon, which was requested by Electric Boogaloo. So enjoy those, and I'll speak to you guys again after the break.
Hi, I Need Fruit here from Club Sega, and you're listening to the Hidden Palace with Skyblaze. Please invite me back to the palace. Let me in. Let me in!
we're back. And that was Shining Force 3, Flowing River, Light of the Moon. Or, as Radio DJ decided to truncate it to, Flowing River, Light of the Moo. To which Doan actually posted a picture of, like, a cow night light. I love you guys, you're awesome. Before that we had Shining Force 2, Warrior of the Reviving Light, and I have less than 10 minutes, I have only like 10 minutes left. So I should speed through this, because I still need to get through Chipchin Corner. One more Shining Force game, which was originally intended for the Mega Drive, but due to its late development and the release of the Sega Saturn, development was changed to make it a title for the Saturn. That game is Shining Wisdom, which came out in 1995. This game takes a very different approach compared to a lot of the Shining games, as instead of being a tactical turn-based RPG, it is more action-orientated as you play only one character, called Mars. Gameplay is actually more akin to games like Legend of Zelda. Due to the late change in development, the Saturn art style is still pretty much the same kind of sprite-based art that you'd get on some of the late Mega Drive titles, although it's in a much higher graphical resolution thanks to the Saturn's capabilities. One thing I found in my research for this game, that in the translation, which was handled by Working Designs, a number of changes were made. The first major change was the name of the land and the main characters, as Sega Japan wouldn't release the rights to the original names. Working Designs then had to create new ones. The biggest change, though, would be the personalities and relationships of some of the characters. Two characters in particular, Sarah and Kazin, also known as Pan and Sala in the Japanese version. In the original version, Sarah had no romantic feelings toward Kazin. In the Working Design version, however, numerous comments were included which indicated that they were in fact romantically involved. Not entirely sure why that change was made, apart from, I don't know, make it more interesting. I don't know, it's a bit strange. I've not played this one. I don't have that many Saturn games, and my Saturn is currently not cooperating. But of course, if you want to see Greyfall play this after he's finished Albert Odyssey, you can always ask him to play that, I guess. I think he's currently trying to decide what he's going to play next on his stream, his Tuesday stream. And later people are saying it's Working Designs. Oh, and Frost is saying that I'm awesome. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Actually, Blugger was saying Working Designs localizations tend to be somewhat polarizing. Ah. So I've heard the name before, but I don't know a huge amount about them. I'd have to do a lot more research. But since I am down to 10 minutes to go, let's have some more music then. So from Shining Wisdom, we've got Distorted Reality. And then from Shining Force Feather, we've got Dinner Party, which was requested by Resident SD. So enjoy those, and I'll be back after the chiptune break. After the music break for Chiptune Corner. Words. So, speak to you in a bit.
I'm Resident SD, host of Lion Live, and when it comes to boosting your Sega education, there's no better place than the Hidden Palace on Radio Sega.
And we are back. And that was Shining Force Feather Dinner Party, which was requested by Resident SD. And before that we had Shining Wisdom Distorted Reality. Yeah, I'm probably going to overrun because it's now 10 o'clock and I should have finished, but I haven't. But Gavi's given me permission to overrun a bit because Gavi's still a bit busy. Doan, has your cat climbed on your keyboard again? Because it looks like, yeah. Hello, Hugo. So, Chipchin Corner then. Something a bit different for Chipchin Corner today. I'm pretty sure that most of you are probably very bored of me talking about the trip I took last year with Jamie and Superbike to see the 8-Bit Symphony concert. But tough, because you're going to hear about it again. The CDs containing the recordings of the concert have arrived, so you get to hear one of the tracks from the CD, where a chiptune melody is reimagined with a full orchestra. The concert was brilliant, by the way, and I'm going to put up a link to the official page for it. 8bitsymphony.com, because it was really, really good. And if they do another one, I strongly recommend that you try and attend. So here we go. From the 8-Bit Symphony, we've got Ghosts and Goblins. So enjoy that, let me know what you think, and I'll be back after this to finish the show. And that was 8-Bit Symphony with Ghosts and Goblins. Thanks to everybody who's tuned in today. I'm going to try and wrap this up fairly quickly. I'll probably have to do another episode to cover the later Shining games, so please let me know if you want me to do that, or if you have any other ideas for other topics you want me to cover. You can reach me through Twitter, where I am at Blazing Skies. You can contact me through the Radio Sega Discord, where I am at Skyblaze, or you can reach me through the Radio Sega official Facebook and Twitter accounts. Please stick around for Saturday Night Sega, and be sure to tune in tomorrow for the LMC block and Rexy's Sega Mixer Drive. So, now for the final track for tonight, in honour of International Talk Like a Pirate Day, which is in fact today, or was today, and for an extra sneaky bit of actual chiptune, as opposed to transform chiptune, here is Pirate Disco, which was created by an unknown collaborator over at the sadly now defunct website 8-Bit Collective. So, here we go, Pirate Disco from 8-Bit Collective. I've been Skyblaze, this has been the Hidden Palace here on Radio Sega. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I will hopefully speak to you guys next week. Take care, and good night.
Enjoyed the show? Check out the full Radio Sega live schedule at radiose.ga/shows. Radio Sega, playing the best Sega music 24/7.